Hello everyone, I'm just going to show you how we can use DNAApp. So once you've installed the app, you can open it whether on iPhone or on Android. And on the top there's an open AB1 file. For the Android, you may be able to see certain links. Here we're just going to open from Dropbox on the Android, and we're just going to pick one random sequence from past. And on the iPhone we will also do the same, and we will pick good sample AB1 here. And you can see that there's an interface of showing the chromatograms. There are a few ways you can adjust the chromatogram. You can first swipe it like this, or you can toggle it with the buttons on top. And there's an N button for both Android on the left and iPhone on the right. The next thing you can do for your analysis is to move the chromatogram size. So you can use it. It has different sensitivity based on the phones. You can move it vertical scaling or horizontal. Okay, it's easy to do it with 2 fingers. And if you have some difficulties, what we can do is you can always go into menu for the Android and do the chromatogram scaling, and the same can be done for the iPhone. And you can see at the bottom we have horizontal scaling where you can adjust it easier, and as well as the vertical scaling here. The next feature we're going to talk about is the reverse complement. These are both in the menus of both the iPhone and the Android, and you can reverse complement. This is useful for sequences that were generated using reverse primers. Again, the same thing goes on. You can always adjust the chromatogram, but at this point, let me just scroll it to show you the good parts of the sequence. And here, next, you can go back to the main sequence by tapping back on main sequence, or you can do chromatogram scaling again with the 2 icons at the bottom. Next, let's look at copy sequence for both. So this allows you to copy the sequence for both Android and iPhone. So let's put from 10, because the first part of any sequencing is never really good, to say 100. Okay. And now this is copied. And this is where you can copy this into a web browser, which I'll just show on the Android for a while. You can go to cluster W if you want to do alignment, or blast. And here, let's just pick any of the sections here, and you can see on the left hand side I can paste a sequence right there. And on the iPhone, what we can do is we can also do it on the Safari here, and let's go to cluster W as well. Let's pick any random one. And oops, there we go. So the sequence is copied now. So let's go back to the DNAApp. The next feature that we can explore next is the jump to position. So for both of them, assuming let's look at a section that we don't want to look in the front or the back. So let's say we want to look at 500. Okay, and you can see that it has jumped to position 500 on both the sequence. Now we are still at the reverse complement, so just to prevent some confusion, let's go back to the main sequence on the both of them. The next feature is to search for a segment. So I'm just going to do a very short sequence, say AG on both, and we will do a find next, and you can see the highlighted regions, and you can continue looking, and it will continue to jump. And you're allowed to look backwards as well, and it will also find it for you. Now that's for both the features on iPhone and Android. Export to FASTA is a feature that's been requested. This allows you on the iPhone to put it on a iPhone. You can put either to the Dropbox root folder or to Sandbox, and let's put it to Dropbox root folder for a while, and then it's linking to your Dropbox where you have to allow. Okay, for Android, it's a little bit more complicated in that you have to actually choose which folder you want to put it in. So usually you put it into downloads, and then you can call it whatever you want. Okay. Finally, we are going to a very exciting feature called the protein translation. This protein translation feature lets you look at the sequence being translated in 3 different frames. And you can do this as well when you have reverse complemented, so you're looking at it backwards. What happens is, in this screen, you can choose the same things that you've been doing for the DNA sequence. You can again jump to positions. Just a quick show. Okay. And you can see it's jumped to 50 all on the Android, and same for the iPhone. Sequence search. Searching for a segment, you can choose which frame you would like to. So it's a little bit different because of the different screen size, but basically you can choose whether to look for a particular, say, LT in the frame 1, and then you will highlight it for you, or you want to look for it in the frame 2, and if you can't find it, it will tell you the same thing, or in frame 3, it will do it for you. So these functions are extended to that. And you can also, as what we have shown earlier on, you can export to FASTA for the protein sequence. You can choose it for frame 1, 2, 3, or the DNA sequence. Again, on the iPhone, you can choose the Dropbox root folder onto a screen where it's copy and pasted, or you can do it on the Android, which is the same where you pick the same files. So let me just cancel this. And finally, I'd like to highlight to you that this product is brought to you from BII, Bioinformatics Institute. We are from the Lab of Antibody and Product Development Lab, and we hope you enjoyed using this app. Thank you.